Hello everyone and welcome to another installment of Smash Up for all your weekly updates for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. Well, this week sucked. Uh, yeah, we did have at least one pretty cool update this week, but a lot we got this week was very, very underwhelming. Starting off with Monday's update, we have the return of the Smash Ball item, which is the item that you collect in order to perform the Final Smash attacks. Now, we already knew that Final Smashes were going to be returning. We've already seen Samus, Wii Fit Trainer, and Little Mac show off their Final Smashes. So we knew that was still going to be a mechanic, but we haven't seen the Smash Ball itself come back, so now it's really just confirmation that Final Smashes are going to function in the new games just as they did back in Brawl. So, not really much more to say about that. Moving on. On Tuesday, we have the one really cool update of the week, and it's actually a 4-part update giving us a full tour of the Super Mario 3D Land stage that'll be appearing in the 3DS version of the game. The 3D Land stage is broken up into 4 major parts, the first one being a typical kind of side-scroller area you'd expect from a Mario game. The second section features 4 floating platforms moving through a valley, and rocks jutting out from the side of the valley walls, sort of nudging the platforms into different directions and shifting how the battlefield is set up. The third section returns to more typical side-scrolling kind of fare, now with a downward slope focus. And finally, the fourth section is sort of spinning carousel of platforms with spiked pillars coming from the bottom and destroying the platforms bit by bit, one at a time, until the stage finally completes with a warp pipe that takes the fighters back to the very beginning and the whole cycle starts again. And each run of the cycle will last 2 minutes. On Wednesday, we got Rosalina sleeping. On Thursday, we have another character buff, this time for Diddy Kong. This is honestly a pretty minor buff, but worth mentioning anyway. This is for his side special attack, the Peanut Pop Gun, which is a chargeable projectile attack that the more you charge it up, the faster, straighter, and stronger the projectile flies. But if you try to charge the attack for too long, then the gun will backfire and blow up in your face, and in Brawl, it was something that you would want to avoid at all costs, as it would only stun you and leave you vulnerable. But now the attack has been upgraded so that the explosion will actually damage enemy players, and it's sounding like it'll actually pack a pretty massive punch. Now the thing is, you have to charge the shot up straight, like all in one sitting. It's not like with Samus's charge shot where you can charge it up a bit, then cancel out and charge it up more. You have to continuously charge up a single shot. So, don't know exactly how potent this blast is going to be, but it's something new for Diddy players to play around with. And finally, on Friday, Phosphora, one of the most fearsome boss fights from Kid Icarus Uprising, is joining the Smash series as a trophy. Yeah, this week sucked. One thing that is a little interesting to note with this is that Phosphora has only ever appeared in the 3DS game, Kid Icarus Uprising. She wasn't in any of the previous Kid Icarus games. This is where she was introduced. And we're seeing her trophy in the Wii U version of the game instead of the 3DS version. And Sakurai stated previously that the two versions of the game would have specific stage sets and trophy sets. And this kind of contradicts that, as Phosphora appeared in a 3DS game, and naturally you'd think that's a handheld game, it would be referenced in the handheld version of the game, but we're seeing it on the console version. So it's curious to think about what this could be meaning. We've seen something similar to this in the past with the Palutena's Shrine stage being announced for the Wii U version. At the time, I just kind of shrugged it off and figured it was trying to tie back to the original Kid Icarus on the NES, as far as working in with console versions of games. But this is now starting to look really suspicious, because this is definitively something from the 3DS version of the game. So it may just be that there'll be exceptions, or it could be that there may even be a Wii U version of Kid Icarus Uprising being in development, and Sakurai is trying to hint at that with this. Although that is kind of a roundabout way to try and announce a port of a game. Alright, to close out, it's time for the character prediction of the week, and as promised, it is now Captain Rainbow. Captain Rainbow was the star of a Japanese-only Wii title of the same name, and he kind of seems like a perfect fit for the Smash series given the kind of game that Captain Rainbow was. The plot of the game is that it's set on an island where basically all of Nintendo's forgotten mascot characters wind up. It's sort of like the island of misfit Nintendo mascots, basically. And it certainly does seem fitting for the Smash Bros. Series, which is all about Nintendo character crossovers. But I still have a lot of doubt that Captain Rainbow will be included in the roster. Not only was his title Japanese only, but it was also a colossal bomb. Now, a character from a Japanese-only game appearing on Smash's roster is not impossible. We saw that with Marth and Roy in Melee. But the thing is, the Fire Emblem games that they starred in were actually successful. Captain Rainbow was not. And really, the only reason I thought he had a chance was because last week, there was a collectible trophy feature from his game, that being the overweight version of Little Mac that appears in Captain Rainbow. And now this week, we've gotten Phosphora with another collectible trophy, so really the only reason I thought that last collectible trophy could really hint at anything was because seeing a trophy appear on a weekly update just seemed out of place and possibly hinting at something more. But after this week, I'm starting to doubt that. So He might have a chance still just as a bit of an in-joke among the developers, but still I have to really doubt the chances on that. Well, here's hoping next week is a lot better than this one was. Well, all the same, leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of this week's updates and what characters you'd like to see featured on Character Prediction of the Week. And be sure to check back next week for more updates on Super Smash Bros. See you later.